Hey everybody, welcome back to Life in the North 40. I'm Rick.
And I'm Brittany, and on today's video we are going to review some dehydrated meal options. These two are for like a 3 to 5 emergency survival situation. There's a lot of different options. You can buy these individually, or you can buy them in even up to a 1-year quantity. So we're gonna review and taste them today and rate them. We're doing the 4Patriots brand and then the Mountain House meals.
I can't wait.
So, well, let's review a little bit beforehand before we start cooking and go over them.
This is a multi-meal kit. You see, this is a Mountain House Adventure Meal Kit, it's called, and you've got several meals in here. And this is supposedly for 72 hours. We got this at Costco. We're gonna actually just taste test 3 of the actual meals in here that kind of are similar to the 4Patriot meals in here, so we can kind of compare and contrast. We've kind of done some analysis of some of the things that we came up with criteria for and some of our own opinions.
Yeah.
You can decide for yourself. We're just gonna provide some information. The Mountain House meals are really good from the perspective that each meal in here is individually packaged and resealable.
Yeah.
So that allows you have to boil hot water for this, as well as these. The beauty of these is these are individually packaged and resealable. We're gonna go ahead and cut this open, and I wanna do it above my resealable Ziploc line.
And if you guys watched my bug out bag for Pros, Joes, and Janes, I have a 72-hour meal supply with Mountain House meals. Out of these 2 options, I've only ever had Mountain House meals, so I'm really excited to try the 4Patriots.
So am I. They're an American-made company, Patriot-based company, really cool.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it either, so I'm excited. I have used a lot of the Mountain House products, and they are for the dehydrated food, camping, survival, hunting, preparedness market, some of the best as far as overall taste and overall food quality. But like I said here, you can see in here you got your oxygen absorber here. You take that out. Once you put your requisite amount of boiling or boiled water in here, you can seal this up. I think all of these say 10 minutes it has to sit. You can continue to move if you're having to move, or E&E or whatever. Plus, this thing acts as a warmer. You could put this under your coat in a cold weather environment against your kidneys to stay warm. You can use it to stay warm with your hands. Of course, while you're cooking your water, you probably could have done that, but after you're done. And that, you could eat a portion of this and then move, because it reseals. And you don't need another container to eat out of. Now, you're gonna need a container to boil your water in, to put in here, but you don't have to eat out of that container, dirtying that container.
And you don't have to wash it, clean it.
Right, you can just eat on the move. You don't have to eat it all at once. So that to me is a big deal. So that's an advantage of Mountain House. Okay, now I'm gonna let Brittany take it away. She's gonna discuss the criteria we came up with to discuss and analyze on both of these.
To review and score the products.
Yeah, to review and compare, so.
So, one of them is the packability. So, how much do these weigh? How small do they get? Can they fit in your hiking backpack, your bug out bag, your camping trailer, whatever you're going in? And then we're going to do how many servings or calories there are, shelf life, price or options. There are different plans for all these. All these you can buy individual meals. You can usually buy like around a 3-day survival preparedness kit. You can buy usually a 3-month supply as well. And then they both offer a 1-year plan option.
Now, is that for 1 year food for one person?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
It is.
Both of these companies obviously have websites. They are sold through multiple retailers. It's not just on their actual website. So you can do Amazon. You can buy these at a lot of outdoor stores. You can, the list goes on and on, even Walmart.
I haven't seen this one locally. It might be.
Yeah.
I know Mountain House is the one we have here.
And then we're going to talk about how do you prepare these. They both take boiling water. How long is that time going to be? And
how much water do we need?
Yeah, how much water do you need? And then like what kind of resources or utensils, cooking equipment do you need? So I'll start off with the 4Patriots. So this is their 72-hour survival food kit. So it is meant for them as an emergency. And they even state that on the back that their recommendation is that you should have at least a minimum of a 3-day of food preparedness for any kind of disaster. So maybe you live in a climate that you get natural disasters, maybe your power goes out, like up here we have our power go out you know, a few times a year, and last year we even had our power out for almost a week. Those could be times that you would use these kind of kits, besides a bug out bag situation. So the total weight of 3 days supply is 2.23 pounds. You get about 1,250 calories per day. So we all know that that's like the base level survival, sedentary, you're not really doing much active work. So you'll probably lose some weight if you're being really active and this is all you have to eat.
If you're a male and you're under duress and you're doing active stuff, survival, hiking, hunting, preparedness, you're gonna want about 3,200 calories a day. And you know, they're basing these averages off of certain sized individuals, the average weight of a guy and stuff. I weigh almost 220 pounds. I'm not a 160 pound guy, so I need more calories just being sedentary, let alone active. Same thing goes for women. So you kind of look at the stats on that. When you're looking at your food supplies, make sure you get the appropriate amount. Now, you might want to travel light. You might want to be Spartan, and you might want to do the baseline for a certain application.
Yeah.
But if you want to be fed well, comfortable, and satiated, stuff like that, you might want to push your calorie count up there. This is up to you. We're just providing you with the information.
Yeah, and like I said, for the 3 day survival time period, you're not worried about losing a couple pounds. But
yeah.
And then this 3 day meal kit on Amazon costs $27. I don't know what it costs on their website, but that's where I got it from. And then their 1 year supply, I looked on their website and it was $2,787. And then they also have a 3-month option. I'm not sure what that cost. I want to say it was like $500 and something. So we're gonna open this bag and it comes with 3 packages. So the 72-hour survival food kit comes all in these 3 bags. So you have to ration this out for 3 days yourself. They do not come individually pre-packaged. So that might be a downside for a lot of people. If you're out hiking or camping and you're planning for that, I think this is great because you have less amount of bags you're taking compared to the amount
less dunnage, less trash.
Yeah,
less stuff to pack.
And some of these are resealable and some of them are not. Like these 2, I can see they have it inside zipper and this one does not.
What's this one, huh?
This one is the sweet oatmeal. So it's not too, it's okay if it doesn't reseal because oatmeal still is, you know, it's dry. It's fine. So that could be a downside that it's not prepackaged for individual people in your party, but also I think it saves space. So that can be an upside. And then you have to boil water in a container and cook it in that container. So, and it says it takes 20 minutes to fully cook. So you can't just pour your hot water into these boiling bags and set it aside and maybe stir it once.
That's a consideration.
Yeah, so that's a consideration. If you're on the go or if it's for your bug out bag, I think that might be a downside.
If you're static and you're in a situation where you can store the leftovers, eat more later and stuff like that,
it's fine.
And you have a container and maybe a cook stove and stuff like that, no biggie. But we're just making you aware the advantage of these. Again, dump hot water in the actual container, seal it, cooks in this container, eat out of this container. Don't eat it all, reseal it, eat more later. Now that's nice in these.
The other, I think, maybe downside about this is that after you cook it in the boiling water, you have to put it in some sort of bowl or something. And so if you don't have a bowl or a plate, then that's an option because you just eat right out of the Mountain House ones.
Right, so you're talking, so you need, not only do you need a cooking item to boil your water and then cook this in with the boiling water, you're gonna probably need a serving dish to eat out of.
A bowl or plate or something.
And you could use a serving dish for these, but you don't have to, you can eat right out of here. So so a little more logistics involved with these.
Like I said, you can buy these individually. These ones run about between like $6 and $10 individually when they sell them. And then for the whole entire kit, you need 13¼ cup of boiling water total. Did some more calculations, so it's $27 for 3 days, which means it's $9 a day. So I feel like that's pretty cheap for food. Based on what we know about Mountain House, we'll review that right now. The upside is that 4Patriots is a lot cheaper. So I'm excited to taste this and see the quality of it, and yeah.
Well, let me talk about the Mountain House. You see I pulled out 3 meals.
It says on the box, it comes with 13 pouches. So it will tell you 2 granola, 2 biscuits and gravy, 2 chili mac.
It says right here how many granolas, biscuits and gravy, chili mac, chicken teriyaki with rice and vegetables, lasagna with meat sauce, that's my favorite, beef stroganoff with noodles. So we're gonna set this box aside, but that's a cool little kit. So, and it tells you how much water you need on this one as well. So with this one, it tells you need 21 cups of water is needed to prepare all the meals in here. But remember, there's more meals in here too than here.
Yeah, but that's also a consideration.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water to carry.
That's a lot of water, but you know what? That's typical.
Yeah.
With any food preparation. Yeah. So let me talk about Mountain House now. So for the Mountain House meals, the box itself with all of these is about 3.5 pounds because these are dehydrated meals. The individual weights are on here. Some meals are bigger than others. Like this granola is only 4 ounces. Yeah. This chicken teriyaki is 4.2 ounces. So based off the meal or menu item, the weights change. So this complete box here for the Mountain House option, although you can buy all these separately, and there's smaller kits you can get too. But anyway, this one here can go 3 or 5 days. The 3-day option is obviously shorter so that you get more calories. For the 3-day option, you get 2,412 calories. And for the 5-day option, you get 1,448 calories. So you see how they stretch it out.
So by stretching it out for 5 days, which would be 3 meals a day, that's like 1,400 calories-ish. So that is like about 100 to 200 more calories per day than this offers.
Okay, so it's already more calories. And again, when you're looking at these, there's a lot of considerations, but I kind of distill it down to calories per dollar.
Yeah.
Or for your money spent. I mean, isn't that what you're really gonna need, is the calories? Now, tasting good, shelf life, all these, we're gonna go into the other, but that is a main criteria. So already, yeah, these are a little more expensive, but already they're going further than this. So, and we know about the logistics, the ease of logistics with these. What else? Mountain House is known for being pretty tasty overall. Everybody has their different likes and dislikes as far as certain things. I don't like chicken teriyaki, but I love lasagna. You can choose the ones you like or whatever, but they do have a varied bag of what you can get, and generally they're known for a very tasty meal. Okay, for shelf life. The Mountain House, this is one of the things, and this market, Mountain House has some of the best longevity for shelf life. This kit has a 30-year shelf life. That's another consideration for me, other than calories per dollar, is how long is this stuff gonna last if I don't use it? If you have to rotate stock every 2 years, stuff gets expensive. 5 years, 10 years. This is a 30-year shelf life. How much is the shelf life on 4Patriots again?
It is 25 years. So it's still really long, but 5 years less than the Mountain House.
So again, if you're trying to analyze how to spend your money and what to buy, these are things you gotta ask yourself. Calories, shelf life, cost, ease of use and preparation. Yeah. We also have established some other criteria, flavor, and we kind of hit on the preparation.
And how much were the Mountain House?
At Costco now, $89.99, $90. This was, I believe, when we got it in the $60-some range, wasn't it?
I think we got it on sale for.
Oh, maybe it was a sale. So again, with everything right now, with inflation, things are going up.
Yeah.
So you know, that's to give you an idea on price. Now, if you were to buy meals individually, they vary because we talked about how some meals are higher or bigger quantity, and so you know they also have on their menu options on a specific, say, chicken and teriyaki here with rice. They have that particular menu item in various sizes too.
Yeah.
They'll have that one package.
Multiple servings.
Yeah, multiple serving sizes. So obviously, the more volume is going to cost more.
And normally, I think individual sale, if you buy them at the store or online, they're like $7 to $14 depending on how big they are.
So kind of in that range. So they do have a 1-year food supply, comes on a pallet. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good deal. I will say that's gone up in price as well. It's pretty substantial. You might get sticker shock when you look at the price on that. Keep in mind though, these are very high shelf life and very tasty. One thing I do want to highlight on the 1-year food supply, unlike the benefit of all the individual packages here and say a kit like this where you buy them separate, the 1-year food supply is number 10 cans in a lot of the quantities. It comes in boxes with number 10 size cans. So you would have to indeed parse some of that out unless you're making that entire can at one time. You would have to put that out into a container with
right,
like
these. And I think their 1-year supply at 4Patriots also comes in those cans. packages.
Okay, I think a lot of them do. So the price on the 1-year food supply for the Mountain House, you can go online and look at the Costco sells those. It's about $5,700. So, and that's a 1-year food supply for one person.
Right.
You're gonna spend some money. If you think about it though, that's I think it's a 30 or 31 year shelf life on that.
30
because they're in the number 10 cans. That's a lot of longevity for that price. I have friends that are doing food prep buckets and a lot of different options. There's a lot of great ideas out there. The shelf life on that stuff is so low that by the time you're rotating the stock, sometimes you may spend more than that. So I know it sounds expensive, but you got to think about that longevity and shelf life.
Do your own research on what food supply kits would be best for you for if you want long-term preparation.
So for demonstration purposes, we'll prepare all this food at one time to sample it, show it to you, taste it, and score it.
All right, let's go.
Don't forget to pull out the oxygen absorber. All right, and so for my granola, this is a good, easy one. This only takes a half cup of cold water, like we talked about earlier. Okay, so we've got everything prepared. We're gonna start with our breakfast items, our comparing of the two different types. I did my Adventure Meal Mountain House granola. This is actually granola with milk and blueberries freeze-dried. This just took a half cup of cold water, so it was easy to prepare.
Yep, and then I have Grammy Sweet Oatmeal. I can tell there's brown sugar in there. I smell it.
Smells good.
I know, it does smell really good.
We're both hungry too, so we've been saving. We haven't eaten today in preparation for sampling.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can see this or not. I mean, it looks like oatmeal. Oatmeal never looks, I guess, that appetizing, but it smells really good. You can put, I guess, maybe.
Well, we didn't put anything in it.
Right.
We want to eat it as is to sample and score it.
Here we go.
Okay, I'll let her get a bite. My mouth is actually watering right now. Uh-oh, she got a half of it on the counter. Typical. Okay. Okay. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
The Quaker Oat instant brown sugar.
Yeah, it does.
So I think that is tasty.
It's very sweet. It almost tastes a little artificially sweet to me.
A little bit, yeah.
So I would say it tastes like instant oatmeal.
In the cold, in the middle of nowhere,
It'd be delicious.
super hungry, it's still good.
No, it's good.
Okay, we're gonna use 1 out of 10. I'm gonna give that about, I'll probably say a 5. Right in the middle.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Maybe a 5.5. But that's, I mean, I'm not ungrateful for it. It's very tasty. So let's try the
granola with blueberries.
Mountain House, ladies first.
All right.
I'm gonna cleanse my palate.
So this is purple from the blueberries. Looks like cold cereal, dehydrated blueberries.
Probably got a little soggy because I let it sit for a few minutes now.
It's very chewy.
Because it's just like raw granola, but it is wet. And it's tasty. And I like that you don't have to heat any water for this one.
Yeah.
It's super quick.
And I think they have the same amount of protein per serving, 8 grams, and then 4 grams of fat, that's 9 grams of fat, and then 37 carbs on that, and 38 carbs on this. So they're very similar.
I like them both. Okay, so if I want something hot and yummy and stick to my ribs, I'm going with, out of these two, I'd go with this one.
Yeah.
Ease of preparation, still very tasty and yummy, but it's not hot. This one, this is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
chewy.
I would rate this one also a 6, actually.
I think I'd keep this one at a 5, 5.5 as well. I mean, these
You're
two.
a low rater.
Well, I mean, it's got to be really good. I mean, these aren't bad; they're really good.
You know
but
what? It's because these are breakfast items we have.
yeah, they're
often,
breakfast
so-
items, and I'm looking forward to trying a couple of our other ones.
Yeah, but it's good enough that I'll keep eating it. Okay, so
all right.
I would say it's almost a tie. Now we're going to compare our lunch items. So we have America's Finest Mac and Cheese. This is just mac and cheese, like you can cook out of a box. It has the elbow macaroni and then the dehydrated cheese sauce. So you didn't have to add anything extra, just the water, which was nice. All
Let's
right.
sample that. We'll open the next and sample. Like keep it warm with it sealed. Again, Mountain House
right.
advantage. cooks in its existing package. This is staying warm, wet, and hot while it's sealed. Let's try that.
Good.
They really, on their website, 4Patriots website, they kind of brag on this mac and cheese. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this is really good.
This is a little kid crowd pleaser.
Yes, I would say this is like an 8 out of 10. Something that differs from the Mountain House is this has no meat in it, so that might even make more taste like a lasagna type.
That is tasty.
But
this has meat and beans, beef and beans.
If you guys don't know today, we don't have to cook dinner.
Gosh, that one there is, I'm going to give that a 7.
Oh, I give it 8.
A 7, okay. Let's check out our chili mac with beef, spicy sauce with macaroni, beef and beans.
Oh, and beans, okay.
And so this is going to have some good protein in it. And
that's 12 grams of protein per serving, and this one has 9 grams. Oh, this isn't much less with not having any meat in it. That's cool. 12
grams of protein, it has 6 grams of fat. And this also has, see, where's our carbs here?
That has 32 carbs. This
32,
has
yeah.
More carbs, 47 carbs.
Well, that's mac and cheese. All right, so I've always, back in my Army days, chili mac was always a crowd pleaser, especially in the field.
Chili.
So, and it's still nice and steamy hot because we could keep it sealed. Go ahead, no, go ahead, you eat yours.
It tastes like exactly spicy chili mac and cheese with beef and beans.
I like that spice, you know, after eating the oatmeal and the granola and then the mac and cheese, no spice. Woo! It's a good amount of spice because you're not a spice wuss.
I'm a spice wuss. So, I mean.
Yeah, she's.
So for me, that's a little too spicy.
This tastes good.
The flavor is great.
Hearty.
People who normally eat spicy things, it would be perfect. It's just a little too spicy for me. But flavor rating, I'd probably give it.
That's good.
A 6 to 7.
The meat in there.
But the meat is very satisfying.
As a pork chop myself and a meat guy, this to me is extremely satisfying. You got meat, you got beans, you got a little zing of the spice, you got some macaroni with a yummy sauce. I'm gonna give this an 8. That to me, if I'm hurting and I haven't eaten in a couple days and I make this and eat it, this is gonna really be satisfying.
Yeah, and even though it's spicy, I would definitely obviously eat it still if I needed to, but that does feel more like a meal. Okay, now we're gonna go to our dinner option. For dinner option, I chose creamy rice and vegetable dinner. I didn't have a meat option in my pack. For the test I got this, I think I would get a lot more meals that actually had meat in them because meat's one of my favorite types of food, so.
Me too.
This doesn't look appetizing. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't really care what it looks like because it doesn't matter when you're eating, it just goes all to the same place. But it smells really good. It is creamy. So Rick is not normally a rice guy. He doesn't really like eating rice. So what do you think?
There's no, it's just creamy. It kind of reminds me of chicken and rice. The old chicken and rice MRE. This is way creamier and there's no chicken in it.
But the flavor?
It's not bad. It's
I like
tasty.
the flavor a lot.
I could see for a carbohydrate rich, tasty hot item, it's still good. I mean, would I select this out of other menu options I like more, like maybe the mac and cheese that we or the chili mac or something? Probably not, but it's good. Getting a little crunchies in there, some of the rice grains, but it's good.
Well, there's some dehydrated vegetables in here too.
And again,
I'd eat this. I think I'm going to rate mine 7.
I'm going to give that. I'll give that a 6. Probably just because I'm not as much of a rice guy, but the rice isn't bad, and it is very tasty and creamy.
Dinner, it has 12 grams of fat, 33 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein per one serving.
For the Mountain House nutritional facts, for per serving, we've got 2.5 grams of fat, pretty low on fat actually.
Yeah.
Looks like protein's 12 grams and total carbs 42 grams.
So there's more protein obviously in that because it has chicken in it and a lot more fat in this one, so.
Because of the creaminess. All right, well, let's give this a try. Ooh, and this smells like fried rice.
I love fried rice.
We'll let Brittany go first. Take a taste.
I don't think I like that flavor as much as this rice flavor.
I'm just the opposite. That is a nice Asian flair. I can taste ginger.
I think that's why I don't really like ginger.
Yeah, and tamarind. There's the peas, the rice, the chicken, there's peppers. But that is like a sweet fried rice.
I'm just gonna give that one a 5.
I definitely like this better. I think I'm gonna give this a solid 7. I love the flavor of that. And I do love having some meat in there and chicken. Versus this just creamy stuff. This to me has more going on, more variety. Got some good veggies in it too. Mentally,
that looks more satisfying with the mushrooms and the chicken compared to this too.
So this is definitely, out of these two, better for me, is a solid 7. We've shown you 3 different meals from 2 different companies, and now I think we're definitely smarter on the differences between these 2 brands and some of the positives, some of the negatives.
Yeah.
Again, taste is subjective to an individual, and you may have a completely different palate, but I will tell you, out of the 2 brands, out of the 3, I think my overall sum total rating would be higher for Mountain House.
And I think mine was higher for 4Patriots. I think for convenience and easeability or wanting to keep more of a lower profile, Mountain House is a lot easier. But I would say 4Patriots is just as tasty and a lot cheaper. But you do have to have, like we said, the pot to boil the water in and something to eat it out of. So it's really, maybe you can even mix and match these to what kind of activity you're doing.
And that's just the 3 of each we sampled. There's a ton of more flavors in both brands we haven't even tried yet.
Yeah.
So based off of the pairing of these, that's what we came up with in our opinion.
I think so. With Mountain House, I think you're paying for a little bit better ingredients, a little less filler, I would say, and just
higher quality ingredients. We're noticing some of the fats in here are better quality fats, as well as there's less synthetic, maybe preservative and or flavorizers.
Or like dyes. Some of the 4Patriots had dyes in them.
You're not getting really clean, 100% clean on either option. I don't know of a product, dehydrated quality product for survival preparedness, hiking, backpacking, whatever you want to call it, that meets that criteria. If any of you do, shoot us a comment below, because we're curious and we'd love to purchase some of those and try them out and discuss them. But I will say, out of the 2, as far as ingredients, overall, we think that the Mountain House ingredients are a better quality overall than this brand. Maybe
just a little bit cleaner.
Maybe a little bit cleaner.
You can't really go wrong taste-wise with either company.
Thanks for joining us again. We're happy that you guys are supporting our channel. Please like and subscribe. Also turn on your notification button so you know when we post a new video.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.